Every single day, your brain makes thousands of decisions, from the tiny, seemingly insignificant, to the life-altering. But what if I told you that many of these choices aren't as rational as you think? What if hidden shortcuts in your own mind are secretly steering you off course? Welcome to the fascinating and sometimes frustrating world of cognitive biases. These are your brain's hidden traps, mental shortcuts that, while efficient, can completely derail your judgment. But don't worry. Once you know how they work, you can start taking back control. So, what exactly are cognitive biases? Think of them as your brain's attempts to simplify a complex world. Our brains are constantly bombarded with information, and to cope, they create mental shortcuts, or heuristics. Most of the time, these work great. They help us make quick decisions and navigate our environment. The problem is, these shortcuts can sometimes lead us astray, causing us to make systematic errors in judgment. It's like your brain's autocorrect, but for thinking. It tries to be helpful, but sometimes it just gets it wrong. Knowing about these biases isn't about making you feel dumb. It's about making you a smarter decision maker. Let's dive into some of the most common cognitive biases that sabotage our decisions. First up, confirmation bias. This is our tendency to seek out, interpret, and remember information in a way that confirms our existing beliefs. It's why you might only follow news outlets that reflect your political views, or why you're more likely to remember times you were right about something. It makes us feel good to be right? But it also creates isolated echo chambers and prevents us from seeing the full picture. Next, anchoring bias. This happens when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information offered, the anchor, when making decisions. Think about price tags. A shirt originally priced at $200, now on sale for $50, seems like an amazing deal, even if its actual value is much lower. That $200 was the anchor, influencing your perception of the $50 price. Retailers use this all the time to make you think you're getting a bargain. Then there's the availability heuristic. This bias makes us overestimate the likelihood of events that are easier to recall from memory. Sensational news stories, vivid personal experiences, these stick in our minds. So, if you hear about a plane crash, you might think flying is super dangerous, even though road travel is statistically much riskier. Our brains naturally gravitate towards what's readily available, not necessarily what's most likely to happen. Finally, the sunk cost fallacy. This is our tendency to continue a course of action because of already invested resources, time, money, effort, even when it's clearly not the best decision. You've bought a non-refundable concert ticket, it's pouring rain, you're sick, but you go anyway because you paid for it. That money is gone. It's a sunk cost. You're throwing good money or time after bad. This bias keeps us trapped in bad investments, unfulfilling careers, or even toxic relationships. So, how do we fight back against these sneaky biases? It starts with awareness. Our brains love to make quick decisions, but that's where biases thrive. Before making a significant choice, pause. Ask yourself, why am I making this decision? What assumptions am I holding? The simple act of slowing down gives your rational brain a chance to catch up. Actively seek out information and opinions that challenge your existing views. If you're only listening to people who agree with you, you're just reinforcing your confirmation bias. Talk to people with different backgrounds, read articles from various sources, expose yourself to opposing arguments. It makes your thinking stronger, not weaker. This is a powerful technique. When you have a strong belief or a decision to make, consciously try to argue the opposite side. What evidence would prove your current belief wrong? What are the downsides of your chosen path? This forces your brain to consider alternative angles. For important decisions, try a pre-mortem. Imagine you've made the decision and it's a complete disaster. Now, work backward and brainstorm all the reasons why it failed. This helps you identify potential pitfalls and biases you might have overlooked in your initial optimism. It's like predicting failure so you can prevent it. Our emotions often play a huge role in our decisions, and biases feed on those emotions. Try to objectively look at the data, the evidence, and the logical consequences of your choices, even if it feels uncomfortable. Separate the emotional impulse from the rational assessment. Understanding cognitive biases isn't about becoming a robot. It's about empowering yourself to make better, more informed decisions in all aspects of your life, from managing your money, to choosing a career, to simply navigating daily interactions. When you recognize these hidden traps, you gain an unfair advantage in thinking clearly. You'll be less susceptible to manipulation, more open-minded, and fundamentally, more in control of your own narrative. What's a cognitive bias that you've noticed affecting your own decisions? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to sharpen your critical thinking skills even further, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the human mind. Until then,